Am I the asshole for being upset at my sister getting my college fund money? Hi, I am 17 female. My sister 21F was always a rebellious child but never got in trouble. Our grandfather left us both funds for college in his inheritance. The only catch was to actually go to college. My sister was the party animal and she got pregnant at 18. My parents took care of everything. She still lived with us with no father in picture. I wanted to start looking for colleges now to be better prepared, but turns I have no money left. I'm literally sobbing while writing this. My parents took my entire money and gave it to my sister. I raised this issue on Christmas and I'm being blamed for ruining Christmas and not loving my niece or my sister. I told them yes, I really hate each and every one of them. I feel like an asshole for that. My parents have offered $10,000 in exchange to calm me down, but that amount was literally $80,000. They are now telling me that I'm greedy. Please Reddit, help me. Am I really the asshole? Should I take what they are offering me right now because according to them this what they have got?
Not the asshole. If your grandfather left it to you in a will or any other legal document, you may have grounds to sue for the money.
Not the asshole. Be mad at your parents. They stole your money and now they're gaslighting you. If you can, you might want to contact a lawyer and see if any laws were broken with the theft of your inheritance. You may be able to sue for it back. It will burn bridges, but these bridges need burned anyway. Either way, cut these awful crooks out of your life the second you have the means to.
Sounds like you need to find a lawyer. If that money was explicitly left to you for education, then it should not have been touched. Also, WT heck did your parents spend, I'm assuming, 2x80k on, not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Talk to the executor of your grandfather estate.
Not the asshole. As you, biohazardous bisexual, said, you can sue them if you have proof that your grandfather left that money specifically for you. Also, you need to get the fuck out of that house ASAP. This isn't a case of parents preferring the golden child, it's literally neglect.
Not the asshole. Seek legal advice. It sounds like you may have been screwed out of an inheritance that should have rightly been yours, and Reddit can't help with that. Don't accept any money from them that isn't the full amount.
Not the asshole. It is well worth speaking to a lawyer. I remember a case that was in the news near me where a will executor stole something like £110,000, was jailed for 6 months, then jailed for a further 3 years for refusing to tell the judge where the money went. Inheritance theft is taken very seriously by courts.
Okay, so this may seem extreme, but I would take them to civil court for the money or report it stolen as your grandfather left it to you for college. They had no right to touch it. ETA, thanks for all the likes. Not the asshole. You have every right to be mad. Not just upset, but completely mad at them. The advice that you should seek an attorney and can sue them is probably correct. However, be prepared for the fallout from your parents for doing that. Also know that just because you sue someone and win doesn't mean you will ever see that money. Whatever decision you make it informed and be prepared for the fallout.
Info. What do you mean when you say they took the money and gave it to your sister? If it was $80,000, where did that cash go? Not the asshole. Get a lawyer. If that money was left to you, then by law it's yours. Also, your mom and sis could be in trouble if they used the money for anything other than college if that was specifically written in the will. Keep us updated. I'm curious how this goes.
NYA and go talk to a lawyer. Your parents will have to fork over the $80,000 themselves if it was actually written in the will. Don't accept the $10,000. Consult with legal advice. Am actual lawyer. Op. Your parents stole from you. They are offering you the $10,000 and calling you greedy to shut you up. Every state bar association has a lawyer's diary. You can Google it. Look for a lawyer that specializes in estate law, and if you have a trusted family member you can reach out to tell on your parents. Lawyer up and sue. Not the asshole. You parents are the asshole and worse.
Not the asshole. If your parents took money that was left to you, that's a crime. You might want to talk to a lawyer. There is no fucking way they just handed over $160,000 to a 21-year-old rebellious daughter that got knocked up and that they don't trust. The money is still there.
Sue them. They will have to pay you back every penny.
If this college fund was left via a will or was in an account designated in your name, then your parents committed a crime using your money. Contact a lawyer, he will sort it out for you. Your parents will have to repay that money. And do not feel guilty for pursuing this. They stole from you. This is what my mom called the natural consequence of their actions. Edit. Do not take that $10K from them. Some jurisdictions would view that as accepting a settlement and bar your case because of it. Talk to a lawyer before you do anything. The fact that they offered the money may be viewed as a concession of fault. Your lawyer will know how to handle that.
Not the asshole your parents deadass stole $80K from you.
Not the asshole. That was your inheritance. Your parents had no right to give it to your sister. Especially since she never went to college. Depending on the wording of your grandpa's will, you may have some legal options. Not the asshole. You were entitled to that $80K, it was yours, not your sister's or your parents'. You should not expect it to be grateful for only receiving 1/8 of your inheritance from the people who took it in the first place. Get your money back.
Hey, lawyer here, but I don't practice estate law. What state are you in? I can put out feelers for you to get actual advice in a lawyer's subreddit, or if you're near me, track down someone who can help. Get your hands on the will or whatever document was used to set aside those funds. Also, definitely not the asshole. I am so sorry. You absolutely can and should find a way to go to college. Many kids go without having funds set aside for them. Not the asshole. Your family stole from you. Plain and simple. Get a lawyer.
Your parents stole from you. Sue the pants off them.
How did they spend so much?
Jesus Christ, y'all. This is so fucking fake. Am I the asshole is filled with posts copying previous ones with things changed. This one has copied, but changed a little, of a post from a few months back where a sister had a baby and the parents wanted to steal the other sister's college fund to pay for the baby, after using up all of the pregnant sister's fund. The only difference being in the original, ops money wasn't actually taken. Edit for those saying I'm wrong. How did the parents blow $160,000 on sister and kid already? There isn't any other ages for the sisters listed, implying that the baby is either still cooking or only a few weeks old at this point. The math not adding up alone should be a red flag for fakeness. If it was written into a legal will, you can sue them for it.
I feel so mad for you, Op.
Not the asshole at all. Just like many others already advised, seek legal advice because they stole your money. The only catch was to actually go to college. Well, obviously your sister didn't meet that requirement, but just as well received $160K.
Is this a rerun of This Am I the Asshole post? Not the asshole. Sue, sue, sue and get your money.
Not the asshole. What they did is possibly illegal. You need to see an estate lawyer.
Not the asshole. I would be furious too.
Not the asshole. They had no right to that money.
Not the asshole. That was your money and it should not have been taken for any purpose other than education. I agree with the other comments. I really think you could bring lawyers into this business. Good luck. I really hope you get your money back.
Not the asshole. Sue their $s if you can.
Not the asshole. Everyone saying you should take them to court is right. Please update us.
Info. What really is the case for you being an asshole here? What did you do that makes you a potential asshole? To our readers, has this sub just become a place to complain about injustices? We have to demand that people might actually be an asshole instead of just upvoting the most outrageous injustices.
So she benefited from effing up. Sue them. NTA.
I read this same story a couple of weeks ago. Get some original material, mate. NTA. How did they gain access to the money? I'm sorry, but your parents are awful people. They have stolen from you and tried to make you out to be the villain. Does your sister ever plan to go to college? If not, then your parents illegally used her inheritance and yours. Can you stay with any other relatives, as I'd recommend to do that, as the only way you will get that money or any money back is to sue them, and you need to sue them to get the money back.
Not the asshole. You should probably consult an attorney to look into suing them to recoup that money. Don't accept the $10K. Get legal advice first. Maybe talk to an aunt, uncle or someone who you're close to that you can confide in and rely on for support as you navigate this.
I cannot tell you in good conscience to sue your parents, like others in this sub have done. Regardless of outcome, there will be consequences you may not be willing to endure, and you will need a spine of steel to go through such a process as to sue your parents. What I can say is this. You are not the asshole for being upset and for any follow-up actions you may be considering. Your future has been embezzled. I will also say this. Your parents outright offered $10K to calm you down. That means the money is still there. They didn't spend it, they just want to keep it and are lying about it being spent. I wouldn't even count on it being earmarked for your sister. As others have noted, perhaps her inheritance still has something in it after all the bill have been paid.
Not the asshole. Your parents straight up stole money from you. Can you file a police report? Do you have proof that the money was yours left by your grandfather for college? Talk to a school counselor if you can, you might be able to bring this to the authorities. Not the asshole time to look for a pro bono lawyer, especially if there was a written will. However, be prepared to need to move out. Whatever you do, take a few days to calm down before you go ahead with something irreversible. I won't pass judgment unless I know more about what the money is used for and if it was legally yours to begin with. Your parents did a shitty thing, they should have talked to you at the very least.
Not the asshole. You should check with a lawyer to see if you can get the money.
$160,000 for your sister and baby when they live at home with your parents rent-free, assuming. I honestly don't believe that's where all the money went. I would try to sit down and have a one-on-one chat with your sister about this. Definitely contact a lawyer about it. I saw you mentioned in another comment that you were concerned about going to a lawyer in case you got kicked out of home. I would go and chat with them and tell them these concerns because they may have some advice on how you can approach it so you are not left homeless. Obviously keep this from your parents until you have a full understanding of what your options are. I wish you luck. Not the asshole. Edit. Also, if your sister did not go to college, why did she have access to her college fund in the first place?
How did they spend $160,000 on your sister? That's a house, baby stuff and a community college.
Not the asshole. Get a lawyer and see if you can get the money back. They have clearly showed that they don't care about your future. I wouldn't blame you if you took them for all they're worth.
I'm sorry, but this is the dumbest post I've ever seen. This has got to be fake, or OP is just as dumb as a bag of bricks. If they stole from you, then sue them. Why come to a sub to ask if you're tar?
The money was likely put by the grandparents into Section 529 plans for each child, but with ownership in the parent's name. If so, the parents could legally take the money out and just pay a penalty. That would be morally wrong, but not illegal if that is how it happened. When OP says it was an inheritance, it does not necessarily mean it was in the grandparents' wills, and this is a very common way of funding college.